Hey you guys, I'm back to the same spot I recorded my other video at, and what I want to say in this video is, hold on, wait, let me make it closer. Alright. So what I want to say in this video was that, I just went to my last day of school. I'm gonna play the video, Last day, bro. Make it. Oh. Nah, last day of the school though. Nah, son. Yo, I'm not entering this yearbook, bro, except my yearbook photo, bro.
No shit, bro.
It's insane, bro.
Because you chop.
Like, you know what the crazy part is, bro? I literally was in the Halloween shit, bro. And I was thinking maybe they was gonna put my shit in there, but I guess they didn't. Alright, bro. I'll see you, man. Damn, bro. Oh shit, my fault. Last day here, bro. Wow. Last time walking down here, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like, fuck. Crazy how, bro, I'm probably never gonna come back here ever again in my life. And as y'all can see, bro, walking alone again, bro, because I firmly believe, bro, this next journey, I don't think anyone would be there with me, So, I truly believe what's next to happen, I'll achieve on my own. Dapped up the bros, said goodbye to them, and I'm moving on to the next chapter of my life, and I'm glad, feel me, because this is really the beginning after the end, Going to college will be the beginning of my streaming journey, and this means it's end of my journey of this is the end of my high school journey, so it's I don't know, it's kind of sad to me, because like, dude, I'm really not going to see the guys again anymore, but it's like, fuck, dude, it makes me sad, but then at the same time, bro, it's like, dude, none of these guys have the same goals as me. None of them have the same motivations, bro, and whenever I tell them, bro, about my desire to look good and start streaming and shit, bro, they always talk about, oh, blah, 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 are you sure you can do that? Oh, you're reaching too far, and it's just like, dude, why do you aim so low, bro, But, I'll spoke about that in a different video. What I want this video to truly be about is how, it's the last day and shit, right? So, I was walking home, I was taking the subway and shit, bro, and I saw a homeless dude walk in the subway, right? And he sat down, and then you could kind of like just see, it was as if like fucking lava was around, bro. And y'all know NYC subways, the MTA, where it's two sides, two sides like this, where two sides like that, they go that way. And with the MTA made like that, the homeless dude, like, he walks in, right, he takes a seat, and then there's people sitting in that same row, and they all just jumped up, bro. It's like, as soon as he sat down, the dudes got up, they moved, and then they sat somewhere else, and to me, it's like, dude, why, bro, I get the back stigma, and NYC especially. Homeless dudes be doing some nut shit, like lighting dudes on fire, fucking robbing people, killing people, stabbing people, fucking raping people. Like, I know that the stigma is there and all, but it's like, dude, like, do they do, like, how do I word this, bro? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, yes, they're a homeless person. Yes, they might stink. Yes, they might have ripped clothes. But it's like, dude, what separates me from a homeless person, you know? And I think that's the part that people just don't want to accept, you know? For all they know, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next year, next week, fucking a month from now, 6 months from now, 10 years from now, who knows, bro? Maybe you'll be homeless and you'll be dude. You'll do the same shit. Just start riding on the subway because you have nowhere else to sleep or lay because you physically don't have money to afford a house or apartment or anything like that, you know. And in that sense, bro, it doesn't make sense to me, bro. It's like we look down on homeless people, you know. But maybe it's just the way I think about it. I think homeless people are just people who had unfortunate circumstances, you know. Maybe they didn't make the right decisions. Maybe they did make the right decisions. They got fucked over. Maybe it truly was their fault and they just went down the wrong path, you know. But when I saw that, I was just thinking about, like, dude, yes, your clothes might stink. Oh, yes, some shit might happen, but it's like, dude, you could always wash your clothes. Like, you could always wash your clothes. You could always do some shit, you know? And it's like, dude, I don't know why we treat homeless people like they're less than humans, you know? And that's not to say, oh, I'm this almighty good guy, because, you know, but when I was really young, maybe like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, bro, before I entered high school, I really thought the same too, bro. I like absolutely despise homeless people, bro. And you know, now that I've become more educated and more profound and more up to date on the topic, bro, it just makes me realize, you know, like, these guys are no difference between me and you, and it's the same way I think about this as celebrities, you know. You see guys like Marlon, Lacey, the actors, Michael B. Jordan, Sydney Sweeney, you know, you see all the people like that, and we kind of like just put them on a pedestal, right? You're trying to think they're better than us. We're not as good as them, and you know, I think that's where it all goes wrong, right? Because if you start putting one person on a pedestal, then some other person gets put down, you know, because not everybody could be at the very top. As much as I want that to be the case, I don't know where in society we went wrong, right? And that's really just the way I think about it, you know, because if you rank a celebrity over a different person, then if they were equal before and you rank him above him, then he gets pushed down. So it's like, dude, the second we start putting societal classes and like different rankings on people, you know, it's kind of like dehumanizing them, bro. And it never really made sense to me, you know, why that was the case, you know. Because, bro, the way I think about it is, at the end of the day, right, we're all still flesh and bone. We all breathe the same. We were born the same. We all eat the same. We chew the same. We talk the same. We're literally made the exact same way. So it's like, dude, why do we grow up and believe in these societal classes when there really is no need to have classes between people, you know? I truly believe that maybe in a million years, 10,000 years, 1,000 years, there's someone who will probably be brave enough to actually confront these issues, you know. I talk about these issues, but I'm just a bitch man boy, bro, you know. I'm just talking about it. I'm taking no action to change anything, bro. Like, so, take my words with a grain of salt. Like, I'm really just a fat loser, bro, you know. And that's the other thing I want to talk about, bro. Now that I see life this way, and I finally realized, bro, like, there's no difference between me and a homeless person, because tomorrow, who knows, some unfortunate circumstances happen and I end up homeless. So, you know, it really just made me realize, bro, like, I'm a fat, chud-ass loser, bro, you know. This whole channel has been about wanting to look good, ascending so I could pull girls and shit, bro. And it's like, dude, now that I've really just graduated, or not, I haven't graduated yet, but now that I finished the last day of school and I've just been thinking about this for the past hour or so as I was walking home, you know, it really just made me realize, bro, like, what have I actually been doing in my life, you know? My problems are so significantly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, bro. My problems are like a speck compared to what actually people have to go through, you know? And it's like, wow, bro. It's made me realize I'm a fat incel loser, bro, you know? I spent all this time trying to look smacks and shit, and I never took the chance to actually look at what are some actual problems people are facing in the world, you know? And my facial problems are probably less than 0.000000001% of all people on earth, you know? So it's like, wow, dude, like, what have I actually been doing in my life, you know? And it's really crazy because, bro, y'all will not see this video until I actually ascend, bro. And that's really the sad truth of it all, you know. I wish there was a different way I could go on my come up, but, you know, there is no other way. Because this is really all I think about, and if my come up was for any other reason, you know, it wouldn't really be me, because I would be putting on a false persona and shit, bro. And I feel like maybe that could work, but it would shatter after a year or two, because you can't live a persona your whole life. Eventually, something gonna crack, you're gonna make a mistake, and then the truth will be revealed, you know? So, yeah, I'm tired of just living in this entire fantasy I've been living in, you know. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop look smacking, because I'm still getting my double job, you know. Nothing gonna stop me from looking good. I will ascend, I will become model level or even better than model level, you know. And yeah, bro, that's just where I wanna be in life. That's just my priorities. That's just, you know, what I want to do in my life. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was, when did we invent these whole idea of societal structures, you know? Like, where did it all go wrong? Feel me? When did we start ranking people's worth above or below another person? And it's like, dude, what's the point in all that? Not bad for that, you know. I had to like open the door real quick, but as I was talking about before, you know, like, when in life do we start putting rankings on people, you know? Having people above each other, having these slaves, like, I don't know why we need to have this whole idea of feeling superior, you know? And it's the same way with looks, you know? It's like, yes, and I'm a victim too, you know? I want to look good, you know. I want to look better than your average person. I want to look the best I can, you know. So I'm a part of this whole thing, so it might be just hypocritical of me to even say this, but it's like, dude, why do we place rankings and importance of other people, you know? Like, there should be no need for a homeless person to be beneath me, a boss to be above me, a president to be above him, a fucking emperor to be above him, fucking world leader to be above that guy. But yeah, bro, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me, because the moment you start adding these hierarchies and like having rankings above or below another person, being more important or less important than another person, it allows for inequality to breed, you know, because it's like you're already separating people. So in a way, bro, it's like you're already segregating people or already separating people before any social class or any actual racism comes in play, bro. Because I know slavery was there like a while back, like 1800s or some shit. But even way before the 1800s, you had like the serfs, the Indian caste system, where there were the untouchables, which were like outside of the entire caste system. And it's like, dude, what's the difference between an untouchable and a king, bro? You know, it's like it don't make sense, you know. But yeah, bro, that's just my take on it all. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna live, we're gonna die, we're gonna turn into fertilizer for the earth at the end of the day, and the earth don't give a fuck if you're white, black, tall, short, rich, handsome. They're gonna take all your nutrients and give way for new life, you know. And in that sense, it's kind of beautiful, you know. It doesn't matter where in life you end up or what class you live your life in and you die in, but that at the end of the day, you will always be equal with a different person, bro. And you know, I think that's kind of a good way. Like, even if in your life you were separated, at death we could all be united together, you know, because we will all die the same. We'll all stop breathing at one point. So it's like, at that point, what makes any of us different, you know? So it's kind of sad topic and all that, but you know, yeah, bro. That's just something that I just been thinking about for the past hour as I was coming home from school. And yeah, bro, you know, I'll post another video in 10 days when I graduate. About my thoughts about graduation. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure once graduation happens and I actually get my diploma, I'll think about something. So, yeah. Yeah, bro, you know, yeah, I just want to end this off with, it don't matter where you are in life, if you rich, broke, poor, you know, I think everybody at the end of the day should have the same opportunities.
Oh, you're recording?
But yeah, as I was saying, bro, you know, I think it really shouldn't matter in life if you have the riches, or if you're poor, if you're broke. You know, I think society plays this big veil on poor people as if it's like evil. You don't want to be poor, you don't want to be broke. And you know, in that sense, it makes sense. You don't want to be broke, you don't want to be poor and all that. Everybody wishes to be rich, you know, nobody wants to struggle. But, you know, after having touched $90,000, you know, like, yes, it solves your monetary needs, but it doesn't solve anything else, you know. And it's kind of sad in that way, because it's like, dude, I wish this money could just fix my head, you know, just not make me a fucking autistic incel loser chud, bro, that's just so obsessed with this looks maxing shit, bro. You know, and yeah, bro, that's low-key all I want to say, bro. Like, oh wait, no, my fault. That's not all I want to say. I also wanted to say, like, speaking on the homeless shit, it just came to my mind, bro. You know, I be seeing people steal from like gas stations, 7-Elevens, the food places, and it's like, dude, I know it's not right and shit. I know it's wrong. It's terrible. You should not steal, because it's just not right, you know. But it's a sense of understanding, you know. It's like, I seen a homeless dude steal like a week ago, and the owner dude like locked the door on him as he was taking food and shit. He was like, yo, drop all the food. He took all the food and he unlocked the door, and then the guy left, right? And it's like, yes, yes, I understand the companies had to work their way up to be a billion-dollar company like 7-Eleven. I'm sure the dude had to work his ass off to get to the point to where he is, the guy who invented 7-Eleven, to where you see a 7-Eleven maybe like every 5 blocks, bro. You know, it's like, wow, bro. And in that sense, you know, I could see how it's morally wrong, but in the other sense, bro, it's like, dude, it's just me personally, bro. I don't lose sleep over a billion-dollar company losing a few dollars in merchandise, bro. You know, I don't lose sleep over seeing a billion-dollar company lose a few dollars so that a human being could not starve that night, you know. And it's like, I don't know, bro. Maybe that's just my way of seeing it. I believe like human value should not be monetary, you know. And I think that's the whole reason I'm making these videos too, bro. You know, I don't want to just be a guy who just dies and ends up another statistic, bro. I want to be able to die and then have people actually grieve, be like, oh my god, no shot, Ruslan just died. Oh, no shot, he just died. Oh, you remember the shit he built? Do you know the shit he accomplished in his life? Oh, do you know what he did? Blah blah blah, you know. And I want people to actually like just talk and like actually know who I was, instead of just being another statistic that the U.S. makes, bro. You know, because you could think, bro, about all the statistics where it's like a certain amount of people die of this reason every single year, you know. Like, yes, if I die because of that cause, I'll be part of that statistic too, but it's just like, even if I'm a part of that statistic, I want at least some people to, you know, to be able to think and be like, oh my god, no way, he really just died, and I have actual sorrow or sadness of my passing, you know. But yeah, in that sense, I truly do want it to be great, you know. I want to be able to accomplish a lot in life, and yeah, bro. I'm gonna do what I really like, which is streaming. Y'all could probably find my YouTube account or on my Instagram account since like goddamn 5th grade. I was live streaming Fortnite and shit, bro. It's just, I don't know what it was called. It was Lightning something. Lightning Clan, maybe? I don't even remember, bro. But that Instagram is somewhere up there, you know? And it's like my old Fortnite clan I made back in the good days, bro, where I actually didn't care about shit. And I was just playing Fortnite for 10 hours a day, you know? Oh, like, just if I could go back to that time, you know? Wow, bro. This is crazy. But, yeah, bro, if I ever do make it, one company that comes to mind that I truly believe are somewhat good is Little Caesars, you know? I recently seen a video where a Little Caesars employee or Little Caesars manager, it's probably not the company CEO, but you know, the fact that a manager even like did that and they work for Little Caesars, like I fuck with Little Caesars just because of that, bro. You know, I know their prices went up and dudes are mad that Little Caesars is now $5 as it was supposed to be affordable pizza and shit, bro. But you know, I'll pay the extra few dollars any day of the week, bro. You know. And what I saw online was that a manager had put up a sign outside of a door of Little Caesars which said, "To the homeless guy who's always eating out of our trash." It said, "To the homeless guy who's always eating out of our trash." It said, "No human should ever have to stoop that low." And then it says, "Please come in when we're open and we'll serve you a free slice of pizza." And you know, it's just like, wow, dude. Like, Little Caesars really is the goats, bro, you know? Everybody's switching up on Little Caesars, but if I ever do make it, bro, I hope, bro. I hope. Little Caesars are still popping when I make it, and yeah, you know, I hope and pray that maybe one day, you know, I could get sponsored by Little Caesars, because it's like, wow, bro. What other company, you know, that's doing that that's as big as Little Caesars? And it just like, it just makes you happy, bro, you know? It's like, wow, there's still hope in the world. But yeah, you know, to just end this off, bro, like I've always said before, or like I said in the beginning of the video, bro, it don't matter if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're broke. There's nothing wrong about that, you know? And if you're broke, especially, bro, like, we have this whole idea of being broke is bad and shit, and I understand that part, but being good sure as hell does not, or being rich sure as hell does not make you a good person, bro. Think of Epstein, bro. Look at the nut shit he be doing compared to 1/10 of what probably an average homeless dude does, bro. And I know it's like on the news and shit where a homeless dude attacked this person, a homeless dude attacked that person, but you could think about that of every race, bro, you know? There's white people, black people, Asian people, Hispanic people that always that go and attack, you know? So if we're gonna use this whole idea that all homeless people are bad, then we should say the same about every other race, you know? Every person on earth should also be seen as bad if, should be seen as bad if, you know, we use this whole idea of nitpicking stats of the news of where a certain homeless dude does something bad, you know, and it's like, wow, dude, it's crazy how some people could just ruin it for everybody. But yeah, bro, I said it like 5 times already, but to actually end it off now, I'm not gonna stall this video any longer. It's probably like 25 minutes already, but yeah. What else? Fatima, you fine shit. Nah, I'm playing, bro. Actually, I'm not playing right now. I saw her in school today. And I was like, damn, she fine as fuck, bro. But I know that's like up here. I'm like down here, so it's like it's whatever, bro. You know, I've just come to accept that it's just not gonna work. So yeah, I just had to put that out there. You know what the crazy shit is, bro? As I'm talking about her right now, bro, she's probably talking to her man, talking to her boyfriend, to I don't even know, just talking to somebody, bro. They're probably cracking as we speak, bro. Like I'm just sitting here, legs crossed like a fucking cuck, bro. Like, oh, they busted my face. Like, just let it bust all over me, bro. Like, come on, bro. But yeah, you know, to actually end it off now, I just want to say, bro, like, you know, every person should be treated equal, you know. And I know it's like something everybody says all the time, but it's never taken into action, you know. It's like, at the end of the day, bro, the president, the king, the CEO, the billionaire, the trillionaire, once they all die, they all go and turn into fertilizer for the earth, bro, to give way for new life, you know. So, you know, just don't put these guys on pedestals, because they're really just humans like us and everyone else that just work extra hard to get to where they're at, you know. So, if you ever feel discouraged, bro, do not, because I feel that's what's happening to me a lot of the time, and I don't know how to counteract that, you know. Because I just want to figure everything out myself. I want to do everything myself. I want to figure out all these feelings by myself. And yeah, bro, I think that's where I'm going wrong, because it's like I don't know how to deal with that. Because I see all these guys online who are doing e-commerce just like me, but they're making like 100K a month, 10K a month, or not 10K a month, 10K a day, $1 million a month, $5 million, $10 million, $100 million a month, and it's like, wow, bro. I'm really just mad far behind, you know. So yeah, that's about all I want to say, bro. You know, and just next time you see a homeless person, bro, I just want y'all to think, bro. You know, he really just a human like everyone else. You know, like there really is no difference between him and me, because I could be homeless tomorrow for all I know. So just a little bit of empathy goes a long way, because we're all humans, and if we don't uplift each other, we're going to lead to our own destruction. So, yeah, I'll see y'all.